Is it possible to do volunteering at Isa Yoga Center without completing inner engineering or Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya? Well, Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya and inner engineering are the same thing. But question is it possible to do volunteering without them? The straight answer is no. I'll tell you why. Many times it has happened to us that we are willing within ourselves to contribute in any way that is possible from our side, but particularly space like Isa Yoga Center, you do not get that opportunity. There are a lot of different spaces, a lot of different places where, irrespective of the fact you are a spiritual person or not, irrespective of the fact that you have learned to any kinds of yogic practices or not, but you still get the opportunity to serve in those places. But here in Isa, it is not so. Why it is like that? And many times it has happened that right now I am very much willing, but since I have to wait for a long period of time just to complete the process of inner engineering and then getting initiated into Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, or you might have completed the Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya but still you are waiting for your mandala to complete. So because of this long process, we sometimes lose our hope and we do not feel well about it. And it has happened to me that in 2022 I wanted to join Sadhana Pada, and but the prerequisite for Sadhana Pada was to getting initiated into Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. And I had the time to apply for Sadhana Pada, but since I was not initiated into Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, I could not apply that in 2022. And just to get initiated into Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, I think it took 4 months for me. I started around in April, May, June and July. 31st I got initiated into Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, and because of that reason I could not come to Sadhana Pada. So you might be in any certain situations where you feel like I have not yet completed the inner engineering, I have not yet completed the Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, or even if you have completed Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, you are waiting for 40 days mandala. And the problem with 40 days mandala is, again, you keep on making mistakes and you are not able to complete the mandala properly, so you are waiting for another mandala, you start it back again and again. So in one way I thought this is because of some certain commitment that the ashram needs from our side. Generally when people come to the ashram right now, they might feel that yes, I am willing towards serving people, but the moment they come to the ashram or they start doing their seva, suddenly they realize the compulsions that they have within themselves just come out, and the way they approach the situations is completely different. And this has happened that in many times whenever I was in the ashram and many different places I was serving, I find right now there was one person was assigned for this particular job and the next moment he was not there. He was doing something else, he was just going around and enjoying his own life but not serving the purpose. So this is, I thought this is a commitment issue, and minimum that is why they have kept this prerequisite that everyone must learn Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, because it somewhere give you a sense of what a volunteering is like. When you do Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, you not only learn that practices of Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya or tools of inner engineering, but you also get to see the volunteers, how they are towards this place, how committed they are and how they are throwing their lives for other people. This small part actually inspires you in a different way. So when you look at other volunteers serving in Isa Foundation, Isa Yoga Centers, you tend to feel like I wish to be in those positions, in those places and serve. But actually it is not about the commitment. Well, that could be one aspect of it, that people who have gone through inner engineering or Sambhavi Mahamudra initiation, those people might have a little bit more willingness towards everything. And definitely they do have more willingness towards everything, and they within themselves they are more committed than others. Despite of that fact that people have gone through Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, there are some certain people, some category of people, they do not find comfortable to still go and do the serving, do the seva. And it is completely okay, because Sadhguru and ashram and everybody understand the simple fact that we are not completely getting rid of our compulsions even after doing the inner engineering, and that is what the inner engineering tools is all about. Now when you look at the volunteers of Isa Yoga Center, you will find a little difference in other organizations, because here people are a little bit more willing, here people are a little bit more joyful, more peaceful, and these people are a little bit having more acceptance within. These people are somewhere feeling certain sense of responsibility within themselves, and this is because of the inner engineering tools. When you go through Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya or inner engineering, during this process you get to learn these simple tools of life, that how this life works. And when you understand the simple tools of life, you start to implementing them in your life to make make your life in a certain way. When I'm saying certain way, it means right now whichever way we are living, somewhere we need more improvement in any aspect, be it stress, be it anxiety, be it positive aspect like love. I forgot that word, there was a beautiful word, peace, be it success. So all these aspects, if we want to improve, or the experience of life, if we want to improve within ourselves, then these tools of inner engineering plays really significant role in it. So when you learn these inner engineering tools and keep on applying these tools again and again, it makes a good difference within yourself. Now I'm not saying that these are the tools that can be applied only here in the ashram. These are the tools for life. So that is why Sadhguru says this is inner engineering, because this is when you understand the rules of this life. Sadhguru has also talked about it in a way that we have, whenever we get a machine, we get a manual book with it, that how to operate it. But when we get this body, we never get a manual book with it. We do not know how to operate this complicated or complex instrument that we have, complex machine which we call as body that we have. We do not have any idea that how this works. So that is what inner engineering is all about. Inner engineering is nothing but a manual book for this life. You can take the tools of inner engineering and apply every part of the world, anywhere you are, because inner engineering is not about what you are doing around yourself, but how you are within yourself. And when we talk about the ashram, whatever you see in the ashram is nothing but the extension of inner engineering tools. Here the people do not do volunteering for the sake of the ashram, but for the sake of inner engineering. That is one thing that must be clear. To apply the rules of inner engineering, people do volunteering, because here you get a little support, which support you do not get outside. If you are able to use those tools outside, then I do not think you would need volunteering, because somewhere within yourself you will always going to be stable in content in your life, and everything that you do, it will feel like you are doing volunteering. And there is no difference when you do volunteering somewhere else in the world or in the Isa Yoga Center. When it comes to volunteering, it is not about the seva or work that you are doing, it is about the willingness from the within, and that is what the main reason of inner engineering. So when you are doing inner engineering and doing seva outside anywhere, it is going to work perfectly fine. But still, if you are a person who need a little support, who need a little gentle environment, then Isa Yoga Center, the foundation, is for you, because here people are quite supportive to you. And the fact that everybody else in this space are here to grow themselves, so they are little more willing towards accepting the mistakes, accepting the responsibility, accepting everything that happening to them. So that is why you find this environment, it is a little conducive towards growing yourself, because you are not only getting the support of yourself, but you are getting the support of others as well. Whatever the problems that you are going through, you are accepting within yourself, but when you go outside the world, people are not accepting those problems. But here people do accept similar situations, so you do not feel like you are walking behind, you are going behind. There are people who are facing the similar situations as you are facing in your life, the similar compulsions that you are facing in your life, and all of us together want to grow ourselves from within. So this is the main effort of inner engineering. So the entire ashram is actually the extension of inner engineering. So you want to grow yourself, you want to enhance yourself, you want to make yourself better, then you do inner engineering. And since you are doing inner engineering, you can come here and apply those rules in your life. Ashram is not meant for volunteering purpose. Ashram is meant for inner transformation. If you really want to do your inner transformation, then you learn inner engineering tools, and then you come to the ashram and do volunteering, and everything that is happening in the day-to-day life during your volunteering journey, you apply those rules and see how it is going within yourself, or how you are doing within yourself. So this is the main intention of minimum Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, minimum the tools of inner engineering. Since you do not have the tools of inner engineering, there is nothing for you to do here. It is not about volunteering. Sadhguru always say that if it was about to clean the room or clean some spaces, we would have got machines for that. We would not have asked you to do all these things. It would have been more efficient to do all these things with a machine, because machine will not fail in all those things. Machine will not leave a single dirt on it. People do various things. You have to manage people, you have to make them learn certain situations, make them be in a certain way. All these things are not necessary with machines can do efficiently, more productively. But still we are using people to give the opportunity to go through all these situations, because these situations not only about cleaning the places, it is about transferring from within how you are being while doing all those simple aspect of life. That is why Sadhguru always speaks about the fact that here we do not like work donkeys. It is not about working. It is about contributing. It is about experiencing the sense of joy when you are offering yourself for a certain cause. That has certain sense of blissfulness within it that you experience, and that is why the ashram volunteering is all about. Now that you have no knowledge about what inner engineering is all about, so all you do is you come here and you do volunteering, and still it has certain impact on yourself. But since you do not learn these inner engineering tools, you cannot make the best use of the ashram. And there was one point also when there were no rules. People who wanted to come, they can come and they can do volunteering during Dhyan Linga consecration days. People used to come, the volunteers from Coimbatore city. They used to come by evening of Friday, and then two days in the weekend they used to serve in making Dhyan Linga possible, the dome aspect and the other aspect as well, and then they used to go Monday morning back. So there was one point of time when Sadhguru did not want any rule in the ashram, but eventually when the ashram grew more and more, so it was essential for them to speak out those rules. And because it was difficult for people to grasp all these things, because it was bigger. For small segment of people, somebody can come and somebody can easily talk to other people that what is going on here and how can I contribute over here. So all these things used to happen back then very efficiently, since there were very less people. But since the foundation grew, many people came in, so it was necessary for them to speak out the rules that how you should be inside the ashram. And the basic fundamental rules how you should be inside the ashrams are the tools of inner engineering. These 5 tools of inner engineering are the basic fundamental rules that how you should be in the ashram. So that is why it is a prerequisite in the ashram. And there is one more aspect, one more way of seeing at it is, whenever somebody comes to the ashram, they have a certain sense of schedule. Not sense of schedule, they have a schedule with themselves that how they are going towards everything in the ashram. Now, since you do not have a sadhana part in your schedule, that you do not know what you want to do in that particular period. So there is a sadhana period in the entire schedule. There are actually sadhana periods. But since you do not know what to do, you cannot join. And here and there they conduct sessions, and during those sessions they always teach some certain kriyas. They always ask you to do something. They'll directly say, do Sukha Kriya. You do not know what the hell Sukha Kriya is. So since you do not know what the Sukha Kriya is, even if you attend those meetings, you will not be able to know what is going on around in these meetings. So basic requirement, that is why they have kept the inner engineering is a minimum basic requirement that you need to go through this program or go through any kind of volunteering in the ashram. Now they ask mandala. I think it is because of the sense of commitment, because if you cannot commit to the mandala and you keep complaining about timings, then the ashram is going to exaggerate all those things. Because here in the ashram definitely you will get a period in which you do your sadhanas, but the ashram has many different aspects of itself, where they will stretch you to the extent that your body will start complaining. And if you cannot manage all these things together, then I think it is going to be difficult for you to manage over here. So that is why it is in one way a preparation for yourself, that how you are conducting yourself in any situation that you are in, and how you are managing your time, and all these aspects are going to be crucial when you come here as a volunteer. So I think this is the main reason why it is happening. And I recently got the opportunity to talk to one brahmachari and ask these questions to him, and he answered me this beautifully. So I think this is the right way. Earlier I was thinking it is about the commitment, because I think I have seen Sattu Akash video and she mentioned about the commitment thing, and she was not sure either. But this time it was something different. When I talked to one brahmachari, he explained me in this way, and I felt I think this could be the ideal reason because of which they are doing it, and it really makes sense when we are listening in this particular perspective. So that is the main reason why the ashram always asks you to do inner engineering. And if you are doing, always the ashram is available for you to do volunteering. Always the ashram is for you, like you do not need anything more beyond that. But definitely when you come to one program, other programs, you do not know how they happen, but they just happen. But this is a minimum requirement for you. Beyond that, nobody will ask you to do anything else. But this is one thing that at least you need to do to be a part of this organization. That is what I wanted to convey through this video. Thank you so much for watching. Namaskar. Well, I forgot one thing to mention, that if you are already in the ashram and want to do some sort of volunteering here, since you are already here, then it is not necessarily for you to go through the inner engineering process and do the volunteering. There are some spaces where you can just directly go and do volunteering if you are here as a guest. Especially one thing is Bhiksha Hall, where there are always people are needed to serve. So you can go ahead and serve in Bhiksha Hall. This has always been a fulfilling experience for any human being. And there is a particular program called Pranadanam. Pranadanam basically means offering of life. So people who go through the program usually get the chance to serve in the Bhiksha Hall, do other kinds of seva in the Bhiksha Hall, because Pranadanam is not only about the serving, there is other aspect to the Pranadanam as well. But since you are there just as a guest, so during the timing when they are serving food in Bhiksha Hall, you can go during that time and you can start serving. Also, if you want to do other kinds of volunteering as well, you can just get into the admin team. If they grant you, then you can do some sort of volunteering over there as well. But mostly they will also give you the Bhiksha Hall. And for Bhiksha Hall, you do not need any permission from anybody. You can just directly go ahead and ask them, can I volunteer over here? Can I serve the food? And they will never say no. They'll always say yes, because again, everybody know here that it is always about willingness. And if you are willing, then nobody is going to stop you here.